breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't feel. Mike's where the page life is about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. There'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. And he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that is trying to hide. Look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation Pride.
All right, good morning, everybody. What's up? It's Wednesday, January 10th, and we're live from Oldsmar. Back at it. That was the longest 24 hours of my storm chasing journeys ever. All right, so hey, what's up, everybody? We're streaming live. Thank you, Shelly, for being over there on TikTok. Yeah, I can't really read the comments. Good morning, Miss Shelly, by the way. Shelly, our East Coast connection over there. This is Louie. We are going to talk about the weather. We're going to talk about yesterday. We're going to talk about what's coming. Going to say hello to a bunch of people first. I got some sleep, Jennifer Shaw. Over there, yeah. My mom messaged me this morning. I was up at I don't know. I was online at 4:30 or something, and she's like, "What are you doing awake?" I'm like, "I don't know." I am a little tired though. So Louie, look at. Hey, look, we can do our look at. Oh, anyway, all right. So, hey, if you're new, welcome. We got a lot of new followers. We are the Daily Brew. We talk weather. I am not a real meteorologist. I always refer back to National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center during that time of the year. I'm just a armchair quarterback weather hobbyist that loves to talk weather with you. And we have a lot of great sponsors, one being ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Big thanks for them being our first corporate big dogs, and I'm really proud to have their support throughout our state of Florida. I see them every time I go storm chasing. Every town that we go into in Florida has an ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. I drove by 3 or 4 yesterday thinking about them. So big thanks to them. Thanks to all of you. We got weather to talk about. Let's talk about this graphic first while we say hello. Miss Morgan, you must have a sixth sense, because she's over on YouTube and she had a bad feeling, and I had a tornado go right over their neck of the woods up there in the Panhandle. Good morning, Kelly from St. Pete. St. Pete had an official tornado yesterday, brief tornado. I don't know if you're tracking with us, but it had the signature right before it crossed over to McDill, but they did designate it a tornado. Cassandra, I like Brady. Dog snoozing, Sheena, yep, he's going to... fall asleep and yawn a few times. What's up, Miss Mary Krause? Good morning. Katie from St. Croix. How's the ship, Katie? Katie, I was thinking about you all in Niceville all day yesterday. Everybody up there in the Panhandle. I had become so close to so many of y'all. And listen, thanks to all the people that reached out. Even a lady named Missy that won our cooler years ago. We did a raffle, and she offered her place to stay. We had 3 or 4 people all along the way, Homosassa. So thank you, everybody. Every one of those little towns up there means something to me. Everywhere, actually. Just where I was at, that was. Even a couple of the local sheriffs there, when I was filming, said hey and let me do my thing. So, good morning, Master Eric. How's it going, Miss Candy? Good morning, Christian. We got Big Yawn coming. Oh, there he goes. We're going to talk about the weather upcoming real quick. There is some weather. I hate it. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I'm getting burned out of weather, as all of you are. I could not believe that we have another system coming tomorrow. So I'm going to try to keep it facts, no hype. Monticello, yeah, we were close to y'all. Lakeland, I don't know, Lakeland, straight line winds. It did lose a little pop as it came south. We did have a tornado warning here at home. I made the girls go in the bathroom. Oh, you never know. I tell you what, I saw some stories up that way from people that did get hit in the Panhandle, and it's scary. Tornadoes are scary, so, we did have some damage around my house here. We had a lot of rain here. There were a few houses with pool closures gone around me, so we had some wind come down. Oh, let's see who's over on YouTube real quick. Joe, what's up, Joe? Keisha Fly, Christy Sensen, Mariana, yes, that, Christy. I don't know if anybody watched this live. I was by a town named Fountain, and we were warning people there. We're like, listen, this thing is coming to y'all. I did email the mayor, my buddy Mark Sheldon. I was like, man, I don't have a good feeling about this system coming towards Panama. It was way out in the Gulf, and if you were following our live at 4 in the morning, we were watching this system out in the Gulf of Mexico, and it just had that look, man. It had that hook. It was a isolated, discrete supercell, and I'm like, this is not good, and unfortunately, it was bad. So, hey, Jennifer Hawkins. Yeah, they're going to do a lot of confirmations today. Nikki from Panama City, man, they got tore up. Well, anyway, this tornado warning, tornadohq.com. I have it linked to my website. This is all the warnings that we had yesterday. There was a ton of warnings. Now, these are not confirmed tornadoes. They were just warnings. So a lot of these are not going to be confirmed because they were just spin-ups on the radar. But nonetheless, it shows you that there was a lot of activity in the atmosphere. There was a lot of news. There was a lot of anticipation yesterday. I've never seen a squall line go through Florida that every inch of that squall line from Florida to Virginia was under a severe thunderstorm warning in the afternoon. We had a yellow severe thunderstorm warning from Florida every inch of the way to Virginia. That line of storms was powerful. Not everybody not everybody got something, but that's the way weather goes. I know, it gets frustrating. It's overwhelming. Talking to my good buddy Mike Bean this morning, and he was exhausted. The coverage, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, and then you get nothing. I get it. I totally get it. You get so amped up, and there's so much coverage, and it's like you get mad, and I get it. I totally understand, but don't take it out on me, because I'm just trying to let everybody know what the big dogs are saying and what I'm seeing. And, I mean, it's tough. I feel bad for the meteorologists. I really do. I really do. But damned if you do and damned if you don't. Right? Right. Yes, Cheryl, we're going to talk about that weather coming, unfortunately. Let me show you a video real quick before I lose it. This is current power outages, by the way. This is our good buddies from Furman Power Equipment, Jason and Greg. Great company. I'll be flying up to Lowe's with them before the Daytona week. We got our Speed Weeks car coming back. The Hurricane Awareness Machine, great partners, Coastal Claims, Paradeck, local friend of mine, Billy Mookie's company. And I believe, let me see here real quick. I don't know if I got the emails up here yet or not. Hold on a second. I meant to finish something out here I was going to do for the show, but I don't think they're going to email me. No. All right, anyway. But anyway, we're back with Florida Division of Emergency Management with our Hurricane Awareness car, and that is going to be awesome. So we're really excited about that coming up. But anyway, here's the current power outages. So the New England winds were definitely strong. That was the last part of our storm yesterday, was the intense winds that were expected, and they indeed were incredibly strong. New York still with 142,000 without power. Pennsylvania 101,000. New Jersey 60,000. North Carolina 60,000. Maine 52,000. Maine, that's their double whammy. They just got power outages a couple weeks ago. Florida was up to 100,000. Now let me tell you something about Florida. The linemen in Florida are amazing. A lot of those are big followers of our page. I've met so many cool dudes over the years, but they were ready to go. They were stationed. Every exit I saw, they were there ready. So at one time, I think it was like 120, 140,000 in Florida, and luckily it's not even in the top 8 right now. So, but anyway, a lot of people still without power today. Hopefully you got your firm generators out there running. Here's my video I did real quick. Let me show you this before we go. This was so there's a lot of damage in Panama. I obviously couldn't cover it all. This video you probably saw, but this was that house, and amazingly, it was the same house that was affected during Hurricane Michael. A couple marinas here, roofs gone, a lot of boats damaged, huge structural damage. All the telephone poles snapped in half. Major damage there coming in off the water. This is that long track. Then there's a fifth wheel. There's a trampoline. I thought was funny. This is the same cell though that went to all the way up past 10, almost up through Georgia, Dothan. So it was. I'll be interested when they show this one. It's gonna, in my opinion, it's gonna be a long track from Panama all the way up to Georgia, maybe. But that's kind of what we'll see there, But anyway, there's that house again. Just incredible, and there was people in it. I guess they had to get out. The local fire department told me that. So, what a scary situation, right? And this is just one of many. Now, when I drove up and down, there was a lot of damages up and down, unfortunately, to everybody. A lot of roof damages, a lot of trees down. So, yeah, same places that got hit hard with Hurricane Michael. So, feel bad for them, that's for sure. All right, so here's what's coming. Let's talk about this. 850 strong. Yeah, I didn't even know what that meant a few years ago, but now I know. What's up, Mr. James Fort? Good morning from Clearwater. Hey, buddy, appreciate that. Yeah, we had an interesting line. Lorena, yep. I'm not ashamed at all about the coverage, that's for sure. Yeah, Cassandra, I don't know. I would. My guess is going to be it's an EF3 as a guess. It's just a guess. And there were others up there too. So, all right. So, unfortunately, Richard Drago, how you been? I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Destin. Remember shaking hands at Port St. Joe, man. Tallahassee, David. Yep. I stayed at the rest area there at Tallahassee. I was going to get a room, but man, it was like $200 for 3 hours. I'm like, come on. So, all right, let's talk about what's coming up. I've rambled on way too long. So here's a map for tomorrow on the top, and the map on the bottom is for Friday. I don't make these maps. We're not hyping nothing, but you got to talk about it. I'm going to show you why. The pressures are very similar to what we just saw. maybe even a little deeper as this thing pulls north. I just saw Reed Timmerd expressing a little worry about tornadoes again. In the orange area, obviously the hatched area for tomorrow, Friday. The low's not going to dip as deep, but it's going to be a very low deepening system, and we have to get the word out. So, you have an episode like yesterday, you think you're good for a while, right? Well, guess what? This is tomorrow on the top and Friday on the bottom. And that's a lot of our viewing area. Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, even in Arkansas there. A lot of folks, the whole state of Louisiana, big part of Mississippi on tomorrow. So let's dive into all that. See what's going on. Just the facts. Just the facts. This is a different hazards map. What's going on here? Flooding likely. What's going on there? Well, anyway, here's severe weather, 112. Oh, got all kinds of stuff going on here. I've never seen that much flooding, though. All right. I'm not going to worry about that. That's confusing. I know. All right, let's go to tropical tidbits. Let's talk about the weather upcoming. And last one, look here at our low pulling away. This is what it looks like this morning. There she goes. Heading over towards Lori in Bermuda. All you Bermuda fans right here. You're going to get a little action from this. It's going to be weak, obviously, but it's coming your way. Clearing out. Since I mentioned Bermuda real quick, let me go. We got some supporters over there we don't want to forget. I think it's going to be later tonight. Here's Wednesday, 8 p.m. So if you're in Bermuda later this evening, later tonight, you're going to get some rain and maybe some thunderstorms from our system. Shelly, I would love to do that. We'll have to work on that. Only if you got enough fingers. How many fingers you got, Shelly? So anyway, Bermuda can get some action tonight. All right. Tropical tidbits. Here's why it looks, Storm Prediction Center. Let's just talk about their wording, just so we know. It's official wording. Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow. Slight risk of severe thunderstorms Thursday night. Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana. Strong thunderstorms developments possible Thursday night. Severe hail, wind, tornadoes prior to daybreak. So it could be late night, tomorrow night storms. All right. Confident with strengthening deep layer. That's deep low pressure. So there you go. Tomorrow. And then the big wording starts for Friday. I don't like some of these words on Friday. But Friday, severe thunderstorms with potential to produce high winds and a few strong tornadoes. Now, I know it. It's okay to let out a big sigh. It's okay to, yell at the screen. Yell at me! But, can't deny the fact that we have a similar type low pressure area dipping down with very strong 850 millibar winds. Unfortunately, so severe thunderstorms, high winds, few strong tornadoes. So when they say strong tornadoes, that means EF2s or greater. And what I'm worried about is cry wolf, right? Not everybody gets everything. You get tired of these things, and then one day we're going to get one of these that really has a serious outbreak, and everybody's going to be caught off guard. But anyway, there's tomorrow, or Friday, excuse me. Probabilistic now. It's kind of interesting for probabilistic on a day 3. You usually don't get a hatched area. Hatched areas are just probability significant weather, meaning probably going to show EF2s, probably going to show wind gusts 74 mile an hour plus. So they're basically just saying this whole hatched area, which includes Florida Panhandle again, towards the Carolinas. So yucky, right? All right, tropical tidbits. Let's take a look at why this is happening. Very simple. Same setup. tropicaltidbits.com Eastern. All right, so our low pressure ended up currently around 974 millibars. That was what we were discussing all leading up to this thing. Deep low pressure. By the way, I read so many reports of record low pressure for the month of January, some record low pressure of all time for a winter storm. So it was a very deep low pressure, even for the Great Lakes area. I think Indianapolis, one of their most lowest pressures ever recorded as far as millibars. And I did read in the South here, there was a few spots, maybe Kentucky or Tennessee, in the 980 range was some of the lowest pressure. I read a 994 pressure in the Panhandle, which is pretty low considering this thing was so far away. So this is where we're at today, and this is what's coming tomorrow. And show you. So here, this was that purple, instability. This is our system pulling out. Tomorrow morning, nothing's going to be there yet, but you're going to see a fast-moving system in from the west coast here, and it's a little deep already. Texas, Oklahoma, 994. Later tomorrow night. Oh, here's tomorrow night. That's why they're saying overnight. Tomorrow. Unfortunately, tomorrow might be really evening overnight. But here's those instability winds coming into play. This is Friday morning, purple, 992, and there you go, 989 and 977, 974, 971, 970, 69. So same kind of look. A little to the north, coming in a little higher, but this whole general area here, unfortunately, it's going to be watched again. GFS showing the same thing. 992 here Friday morning, and basically the same thing. 976. I am not going to call this a cyclone, but the cyclone, I did get a lot of trouble for that. It is a cyclone, by the way. They call these things cyclones. Look it up. Rainfall, we're going to have heavy rains, obviously. Anytime you get this low pressure, we're going to have rains again. There's your rains. Could be another huge snow event. I'm not going to talk a lot about snow when there's a lot of severe weather. I'm not really a snow guy. But I'm not a snow guy. Not a snow guy. But you can see, obviously the same setup. The backside of this thing, this is on Friday, could be huge snow on the backside. Why the backside? Well, because the low side spins in warm air and rains. Top side spins in cold Canada Arctic air and turns the green into the blue. So we could have another big snow event there across the middle U.S. with this one. So looking kind of likely. Now, timing of this thing, let's talk about that real quick. Timing, let's go to Saturday morning. Looky there. So it's important to show this Saturday morning. I've been looking at possibly a skinny little line of rains left coming through the state of Florida. Could be gone for the East Coast. Still heavy, heavy rain. This low pressure is far enough off to the west that we're not going to see a big nor'easter style setup. It takes a low to be almost off the coast, near the coast, to make a wraparound snow event for the New England area. So heavy rain though, and unfortunately you all have been getting rain. Now, unfortunately for you guys up there, again, more power problems. More rain, ground is soaking wet already. You're going to add in more rain, you're going to have more power problems. And this is Friday, Saturday, leading up to the weekend. So Saturday morning on the Euro, heavy rain there still around. And then on Friday for the, Saturday morning on the Euro is almost exactly the same. Trouble Tidbits doesn't show wintry weather, but you know it's going to be snow on the backside. 969 pressure, that's amazing. So you might get more winds on this system. If that's even possible, Carolina North might get more winds with this system later Friday into Saturday than we just got. But anyway, heavy rain northeast could be moving on out. This is Saturday morning on the Euro. By Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, likely lingering rain, South Florida. So this is Saturday afternoon. Almost exactly the same, I'm going to say, yep, with the GFS. So pretty close. Icon, Saturday afternoon. This is Saturday evening, excuse me. Very, very close. So very, very, very high confidence of this thing. Here's the icon for Saturday morning. So, Saturday morning, Florida Peninsula, probably going to be raining somewhere. Sunday morning, it's going to be long gone, except for maybe a little lingering in South Florida. And then, I know I've been seeing this come back. Oh, God, what do we got to talk about Monday? Let's look at winds. Hey, my computer's a little faster today over there in TikTok land. All right, let's look at the wind map. Hey, good news. Let me drink some coffee. Soapbox time. So, the one thing that I posted a lot of, and it never verified, obviously. Why is these wind maps doing this? Can I change this? I gotta change these settings on the wind. I got way too many wind particles. It's just, yeah. I like that better. I like it like that. Let's go to wind. Let's go to Friday. Let's tease everybody before we get there. All right. So the one forecast that didn't happen, luckily, was the West Coast flooding. There were some isolated spots. Good news, man. First off, good news, right? We don't want to repeat it a couple weeks ago. But if you listen, and I'm not backtracking, but if you listen to the tone of my post, there was a huge question mark that I had, was the difference with this setup versus a tropical setup or a low pressure setup in the Gulf. When we have a low pressure setup in the Gulf, we have counterclockwise tight winds, lowering pressures, which I've always read lowering pressures really add in the winds and possibly even surge. So during during our event 2 weeks ago, we had a low pressure system off the coast and it spiraled in the rains, and obviously it turned quick and rose the water fast. The system yesterday, the big question always was, what happens once that front comes by? And the winds did die down a lot. I drove all the way. I went back down to Madeira Beach. I wanted to see for myself. And the waves, the winds were about a foot off the seawall, which, when you look at the scheme of things, the difference of a foot could have been flooding versus not. But the winds pretty much died off as soon as the system passed. So that's kind of the one thing that we learned a lot, right? We need to worry more on this flooding here with a tighter low pressure system spinning versus straight line winds. So my gut was kind of pointing to that direction, but I did not know. Nobody knew. We had a coastal flood warning up. There was sandbag stations. And trust me, EOC does not listen to me. they all, they determined there was a good chance of flooding too. So anyway, that was one part of the forecast that didn't happen. But all right, let's look at winds. This is Friday, 9 p.m. So Friday night, another round of heavy, strong winds coming up, and they're only going to get a little stronger here for the Outer Banks here overnight Friday into Saturday. With this low being farther inland, we're not going to probably see the highest gust on the south side, but the north side here, Sunday early morning, 1 a.m., we're going to still see winds again. There's your low pressure. There's your winds. They're not showing as much, but I'm concentrating more on this power outage issue north of North Carolina on Saturday with these winds coming in Friday night into Saturday. So, and of course, wherever you have the center, you're going to have strong winds, obviously. This is smack dab over the Great Lakes again. And do we have any flood potential maps up yet? We do. So here's Friday into Saturday. We're already starting to get a flood map in again. So Oh, there's that. So, wow, right? Let's look at another hour by hour here for the weekends and what we're looking at. Severe storms. Um, you know, I don't think we have any higher resolution maps we can really dive into yet. Sometimes the windy shows it very well. Did we get any backside snow? Can anybody confirm this morning? Did we get any snow? The HRR was showing possibly some sneaky snow flurries overnight as this thing wrapped around and left. Curious if we had any. All right, so let's go to late Thursday night. This is when things start to get interesting. Let's go to, here's Friday 1 a.m. So it's not even here yet. So it definitely might be late night. Here's Friday 4 a.m. So it's really not even here yet. So Thursday is going to be late in the day. Thursday is very late in the day for any storms. But then we get into Friday mornings, about 7 a.m. Obviously, this is when things start getting going Friday morning. And then there's your basic line of storms Friday afternoon. And Friday 6 p.m. And then Friday 8 p.m. So there's your line. Throughout the day Friday, this thing's pushing off. Friday 8 p.m. Heavy storms possibly still happening towards Carolinas and Virginia. A little bit left over in Georgia, maybe down to Florida Panhandle. It's Friday night. There's that huge snow wrapping around the backside. Friday night. And there's your skinny little line Saturday 3 a.m. through Florida. Note Florida. I mean, we got to keep it real, hopefully, right? Florida, a lot of people watch from Florida, but the line is definitely not showing up as far south. So that means they're expecting the frontal line to weaken as it moves south. So here's Saturday 3 a.m. A little lingering Saturday. Pretty much everybody else is cleared out on Saturday. Not showing any mountain snow really on this system again because it's too far off to the west. There's Saturday night. We still could see some storms. We've kind of talked about that. There's your high pressure kind of locking back in again. All right, let's talk about what's going to happen next. All right, let's slow down a little bit. Thank you, Josh Prime. Arctic attic air, Steve. Yeah, Morgan, we need a no shoes nation. I wore my no shoes. Met some cool fans, though. It was really neat yesterday. There was a tree down the road, and there was a highway patrol, and a couple of folks almost had it cleared up. And I asked them if they needed any help, and they had it. Oh, we got it. We're almost done. And the gentleman, as I was driving away, he saw my sticker on the truck. He goes, "Oh, Mike." It's like, yeah, cheers. What's up, Mr. James? All right, so what's coming up next? Oh, my God. I don't know. We have another system coming. Monday. More for the South. So let's get right in on it. First off, let's do a couple shout outs to folks. I got a lot of supporters that are in the industry, especially storm people. A lot of my drone videos, I actually had somebody email me this morning asking about decks and docks. So we have a great company, Decks and Docks. They do almost all the docks here across our area and up and down the East Coast. Great company. Seawalls too. So if you were affected by all of our storms, this couple was affected December 17th here in Oldsmar. Frank's on our race car, coastal claims. You know, we've had a lot of wind damages, especially in Panama City Beach. What I drove down so many roads, saw a lot of damages. So, you know, you hate to have to get an insurance adjuster, but they work very hard for you. And, you know, it's very important to know one if you need one. So I just saw these two right here and wanted to do a quick shout out on that. But let's go to Storm Prediction Center. About Monday. So Monday, They're starting to talk about it. Monday, some severe thunderstorm risks across. Let's just put it right there. Some severe thunderstorm risks across the Florida Peninsula on Monday. Okay, I don't make it up. I'm not hyping it, but I see it too. The front's backing up, and we get another big El Nino's wind surge coming in off of the Pacific. And it's looking likely. Here's what it's going to look like. TropicalTidbits.com. Let's open it up a little bit. So remember, El Nino's strong southerly winds. You can see them right now. Actually, I looked at the satellite just before we went on, and you can really see these winds. Look at that. Look at this. Look at these winds blowing in here across from the Pacific. So any type of energy that you get down here is ultimately going to end up in the southeast in Florida. And that's so amazing how we talked about El Nino, and I've followed so many meteorologists talking about El Nino that it's fascinating to see this actually in play here. But this is your Pacific jet stream, and it just scoots across the Gulf of Mexico. When we had that December system, it was a similar type setup because we had a system coming up around and then getting tight as a low as it came back into Florida. So, believe it or not, I was looking at some of these surge maps, and by no means is this a prediction, but I need to at least put it out there. Some of these surge maps were showing a little higher surge for the west coast of Florida for this system than they did the system we just had. And the website's really slow, so I might not do this is old. Holy moly, 827. What's going on here? So here's Clearwater. St. Pete. Let's just click on St. Pete. So and props to this, it was always showing about a foot or so less than December. That's a good thing. I did share that one time, a couple times actually. This prediction map was a little bit less than what we had in December. So if you notice, here's actual. I don't think they've updated yet, but anyway. I kept seeing this about a week ago, and I'm like, "What? Why are they showing this next week?" Well, it's because of this secondary system coming. So, luckily, nothing's showing up too high yet. It's kind of what I wanted to check today. Clearwater for Monday. Then we're going to show you the system. So Monday's the peninsula. We could have a round of storms coming in from the Gulf. This is looking at water levels. I'll see if they read up to Monday yet. I don't think they do. I was looking at a long range one before, but anyway. Oh, there we go. So, hey, look at that. We actually had actual water, 3.5 foot clear water. So, readings yesterday did go past HAT is highest astronomical tide. But we did have 3.5 foot at Clearwater. That's pretty high. This one's not going to Monday yet. I was looking at somewhere else for Monday. But anyway, so it did verify 3.5 foot. All right, so as our front backs up, here's what it's going to look like. And there's our surge Monday, basically. Frontal line bags up. Here comes El Nino. And so a little lower pressure, not showing anything too bad yet, which is good. But, that general area, I need to circle this way, actually. So, if you like to talk about what's possibly next, this could really mess things up Monday. Maybe some rains and stuff on the... So when you say the whole southeast coast, this is next Monday, 6 p.m. And it's been showing up. GFS will tick faster, but still showing the basic concept here, something brewing. And on the big map here on the Euro, there's that. So that's kind of what we're watching for Monday. Could impact Georgia, a little bit of Bama, South Carolina, North Carolina too. So that's long way away. Let's worry about tomorrow's and Friday's first. But hey, as you know, in our Daily Brew, we talk long range. We always talk long range. I consider that if I had a specialty, it would be us talking about patterns and trends and what we're seeing a lot of. So this could be brewing Monday into Tuesday right there. We'll just leave it at that. I don't know. Let's see the icon. What it's showing. Does it go? It didn't go out that far yet. Let's go 00Z. It might go that far. Yeah, not as much. Well, it's trying to. Same concept. GFS, kind of the same thing. And how you can really see it maybe here on moisture maps here. Let's take a look at our front line moisture map. Let's see if this shows up here. 24 hours. See, you kind of see it here. There's our front, and watch it kind of swing back around. See, everybody do their heads together. This is jazzercise. So that's what's coming. That's what's next. Nothing to get all worked up about. But there's our front Sunday night, and it kind of pivots up, and we get a big old surge, push it in, and possibly being something Monday. But you can notice under day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, they don't show it. So nothing to worry about yet. That's just a little tease of maybe if there was something to watch for Monday. That's it, man. Temperature is about the same. I guess we could look at temperatures. I haven't looked at temperatures in a while. Let's look at some long-range temperature maps. I don't think we got anything really out of the ordinary coming. I'll tell you what we do have coming. We could have record cold coming next week. I did read that. Parts not down south or not the East Coast, but we could see extreme cold. Look at this. Temperature outlook 6-10 day. Look at this. So I did see this for next week. We could see some record-breaking cold weather across middle part of the U.S. This is next week. So let's see what some of the latest temperature maps are showing on that. Because I did see that. Could be a big story next week. So as we get through things right there. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah, look at that. These crackers. All right, so here's Monday morning. We could have negative degree temperatures. Well, I don't even have many negatives this year. Negative degrees close to Arkansas, down in Oklahoma. We could have, but parts of the middle U.S. We could be waking up to negative 14 across parts of Montana and Iowa here. Iowa negative 12, 14. Negative values for Wisconsin and Minnesota. It even looks cooler on Tuesday. We could be negative 18, negative 20s. So this general area right here could be really, really cold. High temperatures we might not even get out of the negatives on Monday. Negative 1, negative 9 for a high temperature. That's Monday. Negative. That's a negative. So I guess that's big weather coming. That's cold. Holy cow, man. Negative for a high coming Monday. Down south, let's see how cold it's going to get down south. Because this might end up coming for some of us down here. Let's see. All right, so coldest day could be Wednesday morning. Oh my God, we could be freezing down here. Another long range weather to talk about. next Wednesday morning, European model. I did read that. Midweek next week, we could be down in the 30s deep into Florida. Look at 24 for Perry, Tallahassee. 25 degrees for Panama City next Wednesday morning. Euro's always a little overdone, though. But generally speaking, middle next week, we can see some 30s, some 20s, low 40s, low 30s possibly. So it's coming midweek next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, across the south here, it's going to be very cold for lows on Tuesdays and Wednesday before it pulls on out of here. Next time we might see 80s down in Florida. Oh, we might. Hey, on Friday. 2 days from now. This is going to fuel these storms coming in. All this heat going to get pulled up into that system Friday. But we could see some 80s in lower Florida on Friday. Good news for y'all down there. All right. So that's about it in a nutshell. Weather in a nutshell. We have a quiet day today. Let's put on the current radar real quick here and just take a look. I got the next 2 days above my head now. That, if you're wondering what that is, that kind of goes out. So this graphic above my head, I added. Probably a distraction. But it goes out basically, it starts Wednesday at 12Z and it ends Friday at 12Z. So it's basically the next 48 hours. It's kind of hard to figure out. Maybe by the end of the hour you can figure it out. It goes pretty quick. I don't make it. But by Friday morning. So when you see this graphic on our Daily Brew, the last graphic right there is Friday morning. So here's Friday morning. It's tape delayed on the one. Friday morning. So, little addition. Okay, anyway. All right, so let's talk about what's coming up for me and my schedule. So this is a weird time of the year. We'll be live Friday. Maybe, unless I go storm chasing. No. Never know. Friday. Okay, stay tuned for Friday. But as far as events, the end of the month, I go to Orlando for a week. So we're going to have a week off during the Daily Brew for a week. But I still post all the time, do videos all the time. It's just we don't do the Daily Brew when I'm out of town. And then we fast forward to the end of February and the week of Daytona. I'll be out of town with the Furman crew and all of our great sponsors, Frank from Coastal and Billy from Paratech, Kevin Guthrie from Florida Division of Emergency Management. We'll be at Daytona for the week running our race car, Zoom, which we'll invite everybody over. Talked to Jim Judge over there, EOC director, and we're going to have a lot of EOC support at Daytona. So hopefully we'll have a lot of people stop by and say hi to us at Daytona, as it's 100 days from hurricane season. And then March we have our cruise. And then, I don't know, by May 15th things slow down and we start doing every day again. So, yeah, if you're a supporter of the page, appreciate it. We got a Google Calendar. Shelly can get you, and that way it always gets updated with when we're live next. And thanks to all the new subscribers and supporters and all that good stuff. Let's do what we love to do. It helped fill up that Marathon gas yesterday that was $4.99 a gallon. I stopped at a gas station and all I had was this 89 or 90 no ethanol race fuel for boats. I think it was more for boats, but they were out of everything else, and I'm like, it was $4.99, man. That 25-gallon tank, it was like the slot machine going off, man. Seeing those numbers climb. So, thanks for the gas. All right. So pay attention. We'll be doing a quickie little update there later today with these new 12Z models. Just be alert. We got big storms starting to brew later tomorrow night. Looks like more late Thursday night, but the big event's Friday. They're showing possible strong tornadoes and strong wind gusts across a big part of the southeast. So that's 2 days from now. I mean, that's crazy. Let's look at timing real quick. We're going to go to Weather Nerds, and I like to go hour by hour here. So let's take a look at the last 12Z cycle. We'll zoom in really, really close to the U.S., and then we'll go hour by hour for timing on what we're thinking for this next system. And here we go. All right, so let's stop it and fast forward. Stop it. All right, zoom in a little better here. All right, so timing for our next system. All right, so let's break it down. All right. Showing a little rain Friday morning. That's interesting. Let me see what my weather app says. Shh! Don't let anybody know I'm using a weather app. Don't use weather apps. Huh. Interesting. All right. Well. All right. Well, this little front we just had is going to start backing up Friday, and we could have some rains across Florida Peninsula. Mine's saying 30% chance of thunderstorms. Oh, that's a freaking Gatlinburg. What am I looking at? It's going to say the same, though. No! Who the hell is that? Oh, no. Got a weird number coming in. Not vibrating, is it? Oh, okay. 70% rain on Friday. All right. So this front backs up. It's 2 days from now. And there you go. And here's the big stuff starting to brew here Friday. We're getting into Friday morning. So Thursday is really weird. They're saying Thursday, but Thursday, if it's so far, it's showing really, really late Thursday, like overnight Thursday for the first alert zones that we got from the Storm Prediction Center. So it looks like Thursday late for this general area right here. Remember, the Storm Prediction Center is showing like Thursday right here, and then of course Friday right there. So Friday is the day we worry about, obviously. It looks like it. Friday morning. This is Friday morning. This is afternoon Friday. Friday afternoon. Here's Friday evening. Friday night, 6, 7, 8 o'clock range. Friday night. Overnight, midnight-ish hour. Friday night into Saturday morning here. Saturday, and then there is Saturday wake-up time. Saturday morning. So everything was showing Saturday morning right here. So I guess we kind of already did all that. This deja vu. I'm going to read some comments now. Appreciate, hey, thank you, Vicky Hill. Appreciate that. How big are the winds south central Florida or south central Georgia on Friday? Good question. This one might be the easiest to see. What day did you say in Georgia? Oh, Friday, South Central Georgia. Windy. And stormy. Listen, Friday's the day. Friday's when we got all those serious outlooks for you guys. So don't worry. I mean, it's going to be windy afternoon Friday in Georgia, but we could also have very severe storms to be worried about on Friday. So I'd be more worried about this on Friday than the winds. Let's see. Lori Rye, hey, got rains coming. Buses autumn. Oh, I see. Well, it's hard to predict sustained winds, but you know, if Georgia's in an enhanced risk with tornado watches, that changes things, right? So I do not know, but if there's a likelihood of tornado watches Friday, then do buses operate during tornado watches? I don't know. Panama, you're right in the thick of things again on Friday, unfortunately. The severe line's a little to the north for now. Any little dip south, unfortunately, would put Panama back in it again. There's your latest severe weather look for Florida on Friday. So it's kind of down in there towards Tallahassee, kind of close to Panama, a little, but we'll be watching tomorrow's outlook and see if this dips a little farther south or north. So just something to keep your eye on for Friday for significant possible weather. Again, Maryland. Well, same setup we just had in Maryland. You're going to have a lot of heavy rain coming again. And as you can see right about here, boom, boom. This is Friday and early morning Saturday. So it's going to start Friday afternoon. Heavy rain overnight towards Saturday, and then Saturday is long gone. So you got heavy rain coming to Maryland. Could be some big winds again. Whatever winds you just had, you're going to have again. Connie, not sure where you're talking about. Mobile? Yep. Macon, Georgia. So, all right. Well, there you go. Well, appreciate everybody. We'll be live on Friday. We'll keep everybody up to date on this possibility of some more storms coming. Hate to keep doing it, but we gotta keep everybody up to speed, right? And then Monday, we'll see what Monday brings across the southeast. The next system, right? But I guess if I had a concern more than anything, it's just the tone of day number 3 already. Talking about strong tornadoes. So that is, what we got to watch out for. They already got a day 3 enhanced risk. That's kind of rare. They usually don't go out day 2 and 3 that much. So day 2, but it was there yesterday. Or discussion about it yesterday. So this is, something to really keep a close eye on for Friday. As we could have a little more drier environment, which would allow more supercells. Remember that Panama system originated from a little discrete supercell ahead of the main line, and those have a tendency to have more opportunity to become organized tornadoes than when you have your squall line with a lot of rains out in front to kind of stabilize the atmosphere. This little guy popped up out ahead of it and went, not to Lake Charles, obviously, but so that's a little more opportunity for that to happen. I wonder if the HRR goes out that far yet. I don't think it does. It's going to be really close. Let's see. We might be able to do the NAM, though, 60 hour. Let's see what 40 hours looks like. Yeah, almost there. This is 7 a.m. But because we have those rains on Friday in Florida, those are the ones that are going to pull up and give these opportunities for a little bit more problems on a Friday ahead of the line. So it makes a lot of sense why they're worried about this area here, because we're going to have a flow coming up with these little cells here out ahead of the main line, giving an opportunity for something. This is the NAM. Oh, this is why we got rain chances across Florida on Friday. It's going to pull that old stuff up and out ahead of this line and create possibly issues here. So yeah, tomorrow will be it'll be a really interesting couple days here to see if we get any what the tone is going to be on the Storm Prediction Center for Friday. A little early yet, but you know, be a little warmth, a little cape out there. So that's what's cooking. One more graphic here before we go, and then I got so much to do today. Okay, 500. I'm gonna look at 500 to see what it looks like. Looking at both days, but well, you know, if we get bad storms on Friday, you can blame Florida for sending up that moisture. All right, Friday it is. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks again for going along in our chase. A lot of good conversation amongst fans, keeping everybody else up to date on the weather. That's the one cool thing about it. You all become the weather people, kind of like filling in what's going on in your areas, which is kind of cool. So, all right. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Cheers.